ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोनिष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथानुतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणलिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपादाय नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पश्चात्तरेशताय नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्से नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Yes, so we were discussing on the 22nd verse. The verse was, we're supposed to start with this. You know, it started. We only discussed 19, 20, 21. Three verses we discussed yesterday. So 19 to 27, it is written in the Subodhini. Jnana stresses discrimination. Discrimination ultimately leads one to appreciate that he is not the body. Krishna is supreme, and that he should take shelter of Krishna to become free. Thus, jnana is a path that culminates in bhakti. Okay. 19th, we saw seeing the modes as the doers, the Lord as transcendental. Nanyabhya gunabhya kartaram yada drishtam pashyati gunabhyascha param vetti madbhavam swadhigacchati. Then 20th, we saw when one surpasses the modes associated with the body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses and enjoy nectar even in the present life. So, connection, hearing the results of surpassing the modes, Arjuna will ask Krishna about the process of transcending the modes and symptoms and behavior of such a person who has transcended the modes. So, Arjuna asks in 21, by what symptoms he is known? This is answered in 22nd verse. What are symptoms? What is the behavior? That will be answered in 23, 24, 25. And what is the process of transcending the modes? That will be answered in 26th verse. And already Arjuna asked a similar question in Sita Pratnya, second chapter, 54th verse. But he did not ask how to transcend the modes, Gunatita. So let's go today to 22. 22 is about Gunatita, symptoms of a Gunatita. 23, 24, 25 is the behavior of a Gunatita. So therefore symptoms and behavior of the Gunatita will come inside this shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prakasham cha pravritim cha moham eva cha pandava nadveshti sampravrattani nanivrittani kankshati udasinavad asino guneryo na vichalyate vartana ityevam avastita avastati nenvite samadukka sukha swastha समलोष्टाश्म कांचना तुल्य प्रिया प्रियो धीरस तुल्य निंदात्म संस्तुति मानपमानयस्तुल्यस तुल्यो मित्रारि पक्षयो सर्वारंभा परित्यागी गुणातीता स उच्यते. So, if you see this, all the symptoms, if you see carefully, it is pertaining to this how we are living in this world. Because the question asked is, what are symptoms? What is his behavior? What is the process of transcending the modes? Generally, when you see about Gunatita, I think he will be absorbed in Radha Kund or he's absorbed in Radha Rani Seva, something like that. Krishna is not telling all those things. Just give me some time. I'll just plug in this laptop. Uh, at this laptop, someone can read the translation. 22. 23 to 25 is the behavior of a Gunatita. 24 to 25 is the symptoms of a Gunatita. 25 is the behavior of a Gunatita. 26 is the process of transcending the modes. 27 is the behavior of a Gunatita. 28 is the process of transcending the modes. 29 is the process of transcending the modes. 30 is the process of transcending the modes. 31 is the process of transcending the modes. 32 is the process of transcending the modes. 33 is the process of transcending the modes. 34 is the process of transcending the modes. 35 is the process of transcending the modes. 36 is the process of transcending the modes. 37 is the process of transcending the modes. 38 is the process of transcending the modes. 39 is the process of transcending the modes. 40 is the process of transcending the modes. 41 is the process of transcending the modes. 42 is the process of transcending the modes. 43 is the process of transcending the modes. 44 is the process of transcending the mo Somebody can read this.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal towards the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of.
Yeah, so you can see carefully the 22nd verse. See, Baldev Bhushan Chakravarti Pad, they give these verses in 20 to 23, 24, 25. As we discussed, 22nd verse is about the symptoms of a Gunatita. What they are telling, again, Prabhupada has given the purpose for all four verses together. But let's read this. So Chakravarti is telling, one who is beyond the gunas does not lament at the appearance of illumination, activity, or confusion, nor rejoice at their disappearance. The Lord said, one who is beyond the gunas does not lament the appearance of illumination, activity, or confusion, nor rejoice at their disappearance. Hmm. There's no perpetrator for it. So this is what about what Prabhupada is telling here. O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion, and when they are present, or long for them when they disappear. Basically, what is being spoken here is, irrespective of whatever desires come inside his mind, attachment, delusion, again, illumination. Here, what illumination is not the illumination what we have been hearing about, prakasham. So this illumination can be, we'll have to see, because once we read the purport of Prabhupada, we'll get to know more. Then let's go to Prabhupada purport first. Yes. So this is Prabhupada purport.
कंफर्म कर रहा था
Chakravarti purport, let's see. We'll understand what Prabhupada Chakravarti is trying to speak. Someone can read this?
Krishna answers the question, what are the symptoms of one who Krishna answers the question, what are the symptoms of one who is beyond the gunas? Illumination. Prakasha is the effect of sattva gun. As
Hmm.
mentioned previously in the verse, Sarva dvareshu dehe asmin prakasha upajayate.
Hmm.
Absorption in various projects, pravritti, is the effect of rajagun.
Hmm.
Absorption in false moha is the effect of tamagun. These
Hmm.
three words are representative of all other qualities mentioned previously of the respective gunas. He who does not lament when all these effects of gunas, illumination, absorption in activities, and absorption in falsity appear suddenly, nor rejoice when the effect of gunas disappear, is said to be beyond the gunas. The last
Yeah.
phrase of verse 20. Yes, please.
Yes. 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 So this is the meaning of this. So illumination is goodness. Pravritti, attachment is passion, and delusion is ignorance. So when they manifest, he does not become irritated. Array, I'm against split to three gunas. And when they disappear, he doesn't rejoice. So one at the first go when you read the translation, you may not understand. But as soon as you hear about illumination in from our point of view, we think, oh, illumination means very nice. I should see things as they are. But here, even the sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, their appearance is not. He doesn't hate, nor their disappearance. He doesn't rejoice on that. So because he is Udasin, he is neutral. So what it is meaning of this is he is trying to see the effects of these gunas in a subtle body as a neutral party. Udasina means neutral. When the modes come, he is like least bothered. He's seeing it as a playground where the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance are playing, but he will not respond to it. He will not take it to heart and become like what happens is with us generally, when we identify too much with our subtle body. Basically, the modes are active in the subtle body because soul is pure spiritual, and the body is completely. If you see from that point of view, it's a dull matter. It's a product of ignorance, and intelligence is of passion, and mind is of goodness. So, basically, in Kshetra, whether it is subtle Kshetra or gross Kshetra, the modes are active. So, when all these things are being activated, we know we don't rejoice at that, we don't hate it. What is the meaning of that? We identify that this is happening and let us focus on our own sadhana. Okay, today this mode is active. Today ignorance is active. Today passion is active. Today's goodness is active. So goodness also can become an obstacle. Like in first canto of Bhagavatam, fifth chapter, when Narada Muni is walking after his mother's disappearance. There it's mentioned where all he walked. He walked to farms, he walked to forest, he walked to big places. So he walked to places which were in ignorance, he walked to places which were in passion, he walked to places which were in goodness. But again, when he wanted to see, Lord gave him only a chalak. He gave him a glimpse. And he told, you are not incomplete, you are not complete in service, and you are not yet purified. So what is meaning of that? He was still having that affinity for goodness. So that is also an obstacle actually. Goodness is not the goal of our practice of bhakti. But it's beyond goodness. That is Vasudha Sattva, pure goodness. What is the pure goodness? That is nothing to do with this material goodness. That goodness is anything which is favorable to bhakti. We accept it. Even goodness is not favorable, then we'll not accept it. So at our stage right now, we're not able to figure out how goodness can become unfavorable to bhakti. In terms of people are very, they want, to, whenever, again, Bhakti Maharaj gives this example. Whenever we travel to coastal places, when we go to the ghats, we see big forests, we see big waterfalls, we see rivers, we see sunrise, sunset, and we want to see it, and we become fascinated by it. And sometimes on my dream, oh, how nice it will be if I can come and stay here for a week, and my sadhana will become so nice, so close to nature, or I can build a house here, or we should have a ashram here, seeing the sunrise, sunset. A living entity may desire like that. So that is a goodness. That is called as illumination here. One doesn't hate. Basically, again, we don't hate it. We want to relish it. In our case, when the goodness comes, we want to relish it. When the passion comes, we want to relish it. When the ignorance is there, we want to relish it by sleeping, or by speaking harshly, or by, again, what are symptoms? Again, it will be seen in 23rd, 24th, 25th verse, the behavior. Right now, the modes are active, but the behavior of how it happens, we will see next in. We'll just go with Chakravarti Path's commentary in this case, so that we can get more picture on it. 23rd is uh, 23, 24, 25 is about the behavior, gunatita. So what Prabhupada is writing in his purport, we'll just quickly see his translation and then go. And then at the end, we'll try to read Prabhupada purport. So till here, from here, here, this is about symptoms. Anything from here, who is unwavering and disturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities. This is his behavior. Remaining neutral, transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye. Basically, it's matter. Who is equal towards the desirable and the undesirable. Somebody gives you something, you are neutral. Somebody doesn't give something, somebody gives something which you like, you don't get fascinated. Somebody gives you something which you don't like, still also you don't get fascinated. You are neutral, udasina. Who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame. Somebody gives us feedback, fine. Somebody praises us, that's also fine. When praise comes, we become elated. When blame comes, we become morose, disturbed, depressed. And therefore, in our case, it becomes very difficult for us to open up. Honor, dishonor, same thing again. So both are the two sides of the same coin. Equal, but equal in honor and dishonor. It treats alike a friend and an enemy. It was renounced all material activities. All material activities in the sense that he is not doing anything for material gratification. He may be doing bhakti, and he may go and earn for maintaining his family in terms of maintaining his family. So it doesn't mean that renounce all material activities doesn't mean that he is not eating, he is not sleeping. That is all material activities. But he's doing it so that he can facilitate Krishna consciousness. Such a person is said to have translated the modes of nature. Hmm? But he's not doing it a material platform sense, he's not doing for sense gratification. So let's see 23rd verse. So one who remains unmoved by the gunas, who is situated indifferently, who remains without action, understanding that only gunas are acting, is said to have surpassed the gunas. So let's read Chakravarti's commentary for this 23rd. Someone can read this. Krishna answers the second question here.
Krishna answers the second question about the conduct of the person beyond the gunas in verses 23 to 25. He is not disturbed by the effects of gunas in the form of happiness and distress, who does not move from his swarup as Atma, gunaina vichalate, who remains silent, knowing the gunas alone are giving these effects. I have no relationship with this happiness and distress. Who does not strive for bodily needs is said to be beyond the gunas. Avatisthati is used for avatisthate as a poetic license.
Yes. You can read also Bhaktivedanta commentary here. The second question.
The second question, what is his conduct, is answered by describing the external characteristics recognized by others in 3 verses. He is
That
neutral.
only. What is that? Behavior means, conduct means, first 22nd. What was the symptom? That he himself is able to see it. But the conduct is not only seen by him, but others are also able to observe it. So, what are the external characteristics recognized by others? So, how can you understand that somebody is beyond modes? These are the characteristics. Yeah, he's neutral. Very true.
He is neutral, just as a neutral person does not move from his middle position when two parties are quarreling. He is not moved by the gunas, transformed with the state of happiness and suffering situated in the mind. The gunas are acting in producing their effects, such as revelation of sattva guna. He remains silent, convinced that he has no relationship with the gunas. He does not act according to the effect of gunas. Such a person is beyond the gunas.
This is beyond the gunas. And some more symptoms are being mentioned here. 24, 25.
On seeing,
Wait, we'll read it first. Okay. In 23, 24, 25 is covered together. Huh? You forgot? Yeah. Can read purport of 24, 25. Yes. On seeing such symptoms.
on seeing such symptoms and conduct of the person beyond the gunas, one should describe that the person as being beyond the gunas. One who merely talks about the possibility of being beyond the gunas is not said to be beyond the gunas.
So it's not that I'm like Daksha Prajapati is telling in the fourth canto. Oh, don't think that I'm envious of Lord Shiva. I'm just speaking to keep the dignity of the assembly. He as a son-in-law supposed to get up and welcome me. But seeing me, he is proud of and proud of. He's not even ready to get up. Therefore, I'm criticizing him. Just to, as a father criticizes his son, like that he's telling. So although he's envious, he's telling the condition that I'm not envious. That is called as, you tell and do it and justify it. Not like that. Yes. 24. Baldev with ambition, what is telling?
Two
Somebody else
verses
can read.
to describe the external
I
condition.
think someone else can read. You can give chance to this in case we have read. Yes, Prabhus, please read. Hope you're active.
Verses.
Two verses.
Yeah, Sandip Prabhu read and Abhijit Prabhu can read the 25th verse. Yeah.
Two verses continue to describe the external conduct. Because he is fixed in his Swarupa, Swastha, he is equal in happiness and distress, since he knows that those are not part of the Atma. Because of recognizing them as inferior things, he considers earth, stone, and gold the same. He considers objects which yield happiness and distress, priya, priya, as equal to a lump of earth. He is expert at seeing the difference between Jiva and Prakriti, Dhira. He is equal in criticism or praise of himself, because those faults or good qualities which are causes of criticism or praise are not constitutional to the Atma. Such a person is beyond the gunas.
Yeah, this is very important. Like yesterday, the whole discussion which I was taking yesterday is based on this. You might be thinking where Prabhuji is speaking, you know what, where this teacher is telling all these things from. This is the thing. So when we think criticism, we become generally our defense system, our ego, the false ego, it works as a defense system. That is how we are brought up in childhood, and that is how we keep on accumulating different layers of the false ego. Like for second canto, third canto, Bhagavatam speaks in the ninth chapter. Tamishram, Andatamishram, Moham, Mahamoham, and Tamaha. So what Brahma speaks there is like, Tamishram. I think we can just go to that place, Tamishram, Andatamishram. Rather than speaking here, we can try to read that purport. Give me some time. I'll just pull out that verse. Because these things, Nana section, we have to refer to these sections in at different places in Prabhupada books. Then it becomes clear what is being spoken about. Everything is connected, provided we can see through that eyes. Till that time, if anybody has any question, we can.
Prabhuji, just like a devotee will act beyond the gunas by engaging everything in the service of Lord. But regarding the jnanis and yogis, Prabhuji, so they also go beyond the gunas at one stage of time. So how they are going? Because they are not engaging everything in the service of Lord.
Okay, your question is like devotees are trying to engage everything in service of the Lord.
Yeah, so
They're going beyond gunas, correct?
at one point of time they will go. But how about jnanis and yogis? Because they are also going beyond the gunas at one point of time. Like jnanis are going to Brahma Jyoti, which is beyond the gunas. But without engaging everything, how they are transcending gunas?
The thing is, it depends upon. Here, actually, the Krishna is giving a very easy specific of transcending gunas is to surrender to him. But also, Brahma Jyoti is nothing but Krishna's effulgence only. And what the whole thing is, transcending gunas. Bhakti is one of the process of transcending gunas very easily. But even if somebody is focusing on Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma feature also, he can also. Why? Because these qualities are of qualities of a Muni. And therefore it's possible for them. If somebody is able to, Jnana, because it's Jnana section. I showed you the connection before, na? I read. Jnana stresses discrimination. Discrimination ultimately leads one to appreciate that he's not the body, or Brahma Jyoti, or Krishna, or Paramatma is supreme, and that he should take shelter of any three of this to become free. So therefore, in the case of Jnana, he is at the level of Brahma Jyoti. Ashtanga is level of Paramatma. Again, Ashtanga also there are two kinds of people who see Paramatma and who want to reject it. So discrimination, whenever one is seeing discrimination, then one can see the modes active. In our case, we are devotees. And in a sense, we are trying to become devotees. We are not at perfect, matlab, pure devotees. But we are on the path of pure devotional service at our level. So this Jnana section, so what do you think? Jnana is only pertaining to Bhakti or Jnana is also relevant to Brahma Jyoti?
Usually both.
So anybody who has Jnana can try to transcend modes. If somebody is achieving Brahma Jyoti, then he can also transcend modes. If somebody is on the path of Paramatma, he can also transcend modes. And if somebody is on the path of Bhakti, he can also transcend modes. The modes which...
Yes, so Prabhuji, Vishwacharya Thakur was telling one sentence there that absorption in activities is an effect of mode of passion. But we generally say that absorption comes in mode of goodness. So how to understand Prabhuji?
Oh, that is speaking about ambition. Ambitious. When you are ambitious, you are absorbed, right?
Yes.
So when somebody is ambitious, also then also becomes absorbed. That absorbed is abhinivesha. Okay, that means not that absorption is not of the goodness absorption. Goodness absorption is like goodness is able to plug in, plug out when need is.
So Prabhuji, there is a third kind of absorption also, in absorption and ignorance also then, because ignorant
There
people are
can be
absorbed in
absorption in all levels. Again, when you know up three modes, there is goodness absorption, passion absorption, and absorption in ignorance. But when we see, there is no equivalent word for the Sanskrit words which are spoken in Bhagavad Gita. So because of the lack of words, that words are used. But therefore, you have to refer to Sanskrit word, what its meaning. Okay, no? So we can't speculate with the English terminologies. Yeah. So this is a verse. So now you can hear from me about the creation by Brahma, the reserve of all knowledge. Soul is very pure, but as soon as the soul comes in touch with this matter, again, I'm not going to take about whether the soul is from spiritual world, material world, because Prabhupada never speaks about anything about that. What I follow in my life is, or what I've seen devotees, at least whom I hear or whom I consider as Siksha Guru and Diksha Gurus, they just touch what Prabhupada speaks. So therefore, sasar chakre andatamishram atatamishram adikrit mahamoham cha moham cha tamascha ajnana vrittaya. So Brahma first created the nescient engagements like self-deception, the sense of death, anger after frustration, the sense of false ownership, and the illusory bodily conception of forgetfulness of one's real identity. This purport is an important purport. Someone who has not yet read anything can read.
Before the factual creation of the living entity in different varieties of species, the conditions under which a living being in the material world has to live were created by Brahma. Unless the living entity forgets his real identity, it is impossible for him to live in the material condition of life. Therefore, the first condition of material existence is forgetfulness of one's real identity. And by forgetting one's real identity, one is sure to be afraid of death, although a pure living soul is deathless and birthless. This false identification with material nature is the cause of false ownership of things which are offered by the arrangement of superior control. All material resources are offered to the living entity for his peaceful living and for the discharge of duties or of self-realization in conditioned life. But due to false identification, the conditioned soul become entrapped by the sense of false ownership of the property of Supreme Lord. It is evident from the words that Brahma himself is a creation of the Supreme Lord and that the five kinds of nescience which conditions the living entity in material existence are creation of Brahma. It is simply ludicrous to think the living entity to be equal with Supreme Being when one can understand that the conditioned souls are under the influence of Brahma's magic wand. Patanjali also accepts the five kinds of nescience mentioned here.
So in science, are we can go in the reverse order. Tamas, Ajnana Vrittya. So Tama means darkness in self-knowledge. Moha means illusory conception. Mahamona means ownership. Tamishram is anger upon frustration. And Tamishram is death. So how it is seen is Tamas is the soul is made to think. Okay, let's go to that purport of Acharyas. Then becomes more clear. 12th chapter. Yeah. Yes. So now what Prabhupada has to say? Someone can read this. Brahma, the origin creator, first produced functions of him. See the order. What Chakravarti
Brahma.
mentions. Yeah.
Brahma, the original creator, first produced the function of ignorance. Tamas,
What is
Moha, Mahamoha.
Thomas? No. Go slowly. We don't want to just read and finish it. We want to understand
Yes.
it.
Yes, Prabhu.
What is first? What is
First,
the
Tamas,
Tamas? And what second?
Moha,
Third?
Mahamoha,
Fourth?
Tamishra,
And fifth?
and Andha Tamishra.
This is the sequence. Although the verse doesn't give that sequence, the verse gives a different sequence. Andha Tamishra, Moham, Mahamoham, Moham, and Tamas. So now Chakravarti explains, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains this each and every word amazingly, which can help us to analyze our own life. Yes, you can read the functions of ignorance.
The functions of ignorance had already been established. At the beginning of daily creation, they make their appearance in various forms, starting with Tamas, directly from Brahma. Tamas means ignorance of the Sarupa of the Jiva.
What is that
Moha
ignorance?
means the identification of.
Wait.
Yes, Krishna.
We want to understand it. Okay. What is the meaning of tamas? Tamas means ignorance of the swarupa of the jiva. What it means? Who can tell? What is the meaning of this? What is the ignorance of our swarupa? Welfare Bhakti Shastris.
It means that we are identifying with our gross or subtle body instead of identifying with our eternal self, the soul.
Okay, good. Anything else? Anybody wants to answer?
So it is same forgetfulness of our eternal nature.
Okay. Good.
And also, Prabhuji, we are identifying as servant of mind and senses instead of becoming servant of Lord.
Okay. Anyone else?
He does not know what is his real relationship. He is forgotten.
आज भी ये मेरे स्वरूप है कृष्ण नित्यदास कृष्ण है सूर्य समा माया अंधकार जहां कृष्ण नहीं माया अधिकार. So basically, tamas means ignorance of Swarupa. What is our Swarupa? We are all servants, parts and parcel of Krishna. But in daily functioning, now we can observe on ourselves. Again, the purpose of our study should not be just read and finish the syllabus and that's it. Okay, who is a pure devotee? You can tell. Oh, pure devotee is Bhagavad Gita 14 point. Somebody is Guna. Who is the Gunatita? Bhagavad Gita 14.23, 24, 25. Will that help us? That will be in our mind and will be flushed as soon as the storm of passion ignorance comes. So let's little bit become introspective and try to see how we can connect this with our life scenarios. Correct? So theory is good, jnana. It has to become vijnana. That is the study. That is what Bhakti Shastra study is about. So tamas means ignorance of the swarupa of the jiva. What is that swarupa? We are Krishna Das. So irrespective of how it can affect us, imagine. I think most of the working devotees here, right? So when you go to the company and you have a very bad, you have a very good bad time in the company, and you come back to the center. Arey yaar, boss, I wanted leaves for the Kartik Yatra and I took leave and came back and this boss was shouting, you're not finished this work and this and that and all those things and you're coming all throughout the journey. You're coming. How can you tell me like that? I'm a graduate. I'm also not a small person. I've done this, I've done that. The whole, whole group, there are women, there are men. In front of everyone, he chastised me. Are okay. Some people, when somebody chastised in front of them, some person was a very, very fragile, very powerful, egoistic defense system. Even if he calls him personally and tells him, he will feel like, how dare he tell me all these things? Become so, I'll never hear him. Okay, just because right now I know I'm a GS boy or I'm NS boy, whatever it is, I want. Anyway, after 2, 3 years, I want to switch off. I'll show him. Now it has time for me to switch off from this place. All these things starts happening in our mind. And the focus of rather than reading, hearing, chanting, when you come back to the center, the whole thing is we want to open up with somebody. This is what happened. This is how it was told. And all through till the time we don't come and tell it to someone, we don't let it go. And then somebody comes and tells, प्रभु जी चलता है प्रभु जी हमको क्या करना है वो तो कमाना है और आगे बढ़ना है. But again, the next morning when you get up for the chanting that is going on, you want to read that tuning, you can't read also. I'm making what I'm speaking making sense. That's a boring thing. Somebody is.
No, no, bro, relatable.
uh, so we identify so much with that. And our reading gets stuck up, our chanting gets stuck up. Or sorry, somebody comes and Prabhuji, I'm very low today, Prabhuji. I can't do this, service of bringing sabji or vessel washing. I can't go for it. I may go for follow up, and the boy is not coming, and he's not chanting, and you may go and chastise him like anything. You want to remove all that anger on him. You're able to understand? This is how we identify with our subtle body. We take it so much to the heart. Why? Because we can't see that we are not unable to see that we are Krishna's servants, or Jive Sopa Krishna or Nityadas. But we identify with our that defense system of our egoistic, where what is ego? False ego. The connection to the body and subtle body. So much. That is this tamas. You're able to see? To the degree that is there, to that degree, our Swarupa, ignorance of Swarupa, we will function in that. And in that only what happens, our chant, our whole sadhana, our relation with Vaishnavas, our professional relationship, everything gets stuck up. And we becomes like, almost like dysfunctional. And next, what is moha? What is moha? Read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Moha means the identification of self with body, etc.
Yeah. What is the moha means? Okay. Now, as soon as we forget that we are Krishna's servant, the next step is what? Like climbing steps. When you remove our foot from the first step, what is the first step? Foundation. We are Krishna's servants. But as soon as we lift our understanding that we are not Krishna's servants, then we have to keep somewhere the next step. So what is the next step? Body. If you are not Krishna's servants, then who are we? We are this body. Whatever things are going on in your mind, intelligence. Again, when you speak of body, that includes your subtle body also. Basically, we are Kshetra. And as we've seen 13.6 and 7, Kshetra includes both subtle and gross body together. The transformation, various transformations are happening there. What is the transformation? Yes, Vikari, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, all are different, transformations. Yes, Sandeep? Sandeepan? Hope you're getting it. Correct, na? So these are the different transformations. Because the points which I'm speaking now, it's very important. I know all of you are because of the chanting, reading, and morning program, you're tired. But this is very relevant to us. And why I'm telling this, these are the application of the modes. If we can take care, we can actually regenerate in our own life. This actually Jnana section, we generally try to avoid because why? Because that is like showing mirror to our own self. Like morning in for 7:30, Darshanarti is there, and after the Lord is dressed, he's shown the mirror how nicely he's dressed. So similarly, especially when we speak, read the Jnana section, 13.218. or some of the sections like this in Bhagavatam, where it is being mentioned about how the living entity has come to the material world or how it is struggling. You want to skip it. Why? Because you don't want to take that responsibility for the purification. When it comes to Leela Prabhu, I want to hear Leela Prabhuji, I want to hear Vrindavan Leela Prabhuji. But before the Vraj Leela comes, we have to hear the Strishti Leela. Before the soul, spiritual Leela comes, we have to hear the material Leela in terms of how the creation has happened and how we can unwind the ego. How we can reduce this ego mechanism, defense system. Why? Because till the time it is very strong, anything we read, we may chant Hare Krishna for 20 years, 30 years, Bhahu Janma Kara, Shravana Kirtan, Tabe to Na Pai, Krishna Prem Dan. How? When the 10 offenses for the chanting of the holy names are maintained. Why that offenses are maintained? Because the defense, egoistic defense is so strong. Again, so much of war is going on. Everybody has their defense system. Anything comes, a missile comes, a drone comes, everything is intercepted. So similarly, a favorable feedback comes from a superior or from an equal or from a junior. Immediately, this egoistic defense system is so strong, we intercept it. Forget about junior and equal. When it comes from senior, also like we become like silent. We don't want to speak. We don't want to go in front of them. We're like freezed. And that person, the senior who is in the center, he is just thinking, "अरे क्या हो गया भाई? ये बोलने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, अंदर ही अंदर दबा के रखा है. He is not able to do follow-up. He is not able to do services." I think what is the indication? From next time onward, before you give me feedback, just think 100 times. Otherwise, you have to see the same series of resentment and anger in me, hidden. So all these things are happening. Then how our Lila, our reading of Bhagavatam, how our chanting of Hare Krishna will work? Mind is tainted with so much of. Again, I'm just sharing this thing. This is my own observation in my life. And this is the most untouched part of bhakti. And what happens is, spend 5 years, spend 10 years, spend 15 years, spend 20 years, spend 25 years, spend 30 years, the anarthas are still there. And what happens? Then we succumb to the same anarthas. Then what happens? Then we have to become a sorry figure. Because everybody thinks he's a big person now, nobody want to give feedback. Then what happens? And then the anarthas come up, pop up. Then again he has to come out. Punar Mushikabhav. He became a lion, again from lion he becomes a tiger. So why? Because this is all because of Moha. Yes, Prabhu Satyananda. So Moha means, if now we are not this Krishna servant, we are not Krishna Das, then who are we? We are this body. And this bodily identification is so strong. And therefore, this is I am. And I'm like this. Like whenever we get feedback and some devotee tells us, bro, this is how I am. This is how I am. This is my Swabhava. So do you think are we Swabhava? Now till now you have read the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter. So where Swabhava comes? Is nature our identity? What do you feel? You're seeing front and behind. I have all my in my another screen, all I'm seeing all faces. Who's doing what?
Identification.
What identification?
Identification with the subtle body.
Yes, that's Swabhava is nothing but the subtle identification. That is what I'm playing as the egoistic defense mechanism. So this is my nature, Prabhuji, this is my nature. But yeah, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we can utilize nature initially in Krishna's service. But while utilizing that nature in Krishna's service, we should also become aware of what are the obstacles, what are the things which are not favorable for bhakti while doing bhakti. Correct? So that is offenses. Why I'm telling this offense? The defense is so strong. When anything comes in association of devotees, all the 10 offenses are committed again and again. Vaishnava Aparadh. Somebody gives anything, tells anything, okay, how can you do that? How can you do that? When there is Nam Aparadh, because we are so much connected to our subtle body, we have our own plain thing, we neglect, become inattentive for chanting, Nam Aparadh. Then Seva Aparadh, then Dam Aparadh. Everything comes just because we don't identify with our Swarupa. We identify with the body, especially with the subtle body. But the solution is we have to unplug from that identification. We are not this gross body. We are not the subtle body. Then what is that? Moham. Moham is that thing which brings us with the identification of the settled body and gross body. Yes, Satyanarayana, to read the next one.
Yes,
Maham.
Prabhu. Mahamoha means applying possessiveness to objects of enjoyment.
Yeah, what is the possessiveness? As all of your wise devotees and working, I am a OC, I am preaching coordinator, I am going to this hostel, and these are the boys. Whenever they come to center, hey, nobody should speak with them. If you speak little left, right, one here, there, they may go. So I'm only supposed to maintain them. Or anything regarding if it when it comes to somebody, um, this is my position. Again, this possessive Mahamoha means when I speak about in the devotional scenarios, it's about the post, position, the products of our preaching, our knowledge, what we have heard here and there, uh, and we want to project that and we want to show it. Or in layman's term, Griha Sutapta Vittar Janassa Mohoyam Aham Mamiti, that Moham comes. Body connected to body, wife, children, land, possessions, vehicles, all these things, facilities which comes connected to the body, which gives us enjoyment. Anything can give us enjoyment, or ego also can give us enjoyment. Yes. Tamishra Prabhu. Hmm?
Tamishra. Tamishra means the appearance of anger within the mental functions when one's enjoyment is obstructed.
So now we can see the step-by-step connection here. Tamas, we are not Krishna servants. Moha, we are the body. And anything with related to the body, Mahamoham, which gives us enjoyment, that is Mahamoham. When that enjoyment is obstructed, we have identification with a strong ego, and ego is planning to enjoy. Even Krishna consciousness was also, I want to do this seva, I am planning to do this, I am planning to do this studies, Prabhuji, I am planning to do this kind of reading, Prabhuji. And somebody comes and tells Prabhu, I think we have today, little seva now left. Nobody is there for slashing, or nobody is there for subject purchasing, or nobody is for this and that. Then immediately, Tamishra. What is the Tamishra? Appearance of anger within the mental function when one's enjoyment is obstructed. Again, I'm not giving the material examples. Why? Because if I give material examples, you think, oh, this materialist, this crazy materialist. So, and we will just try to put on that hot potato on materialist. But it's equally applicable for all of us. Why? Because till the time we are connected to the subtle body, gross body, this goes on. Why we are speaking about this? Because we need to transcend this. Yes. So this is appearance of anger when one's enjoyment is obstructed. Like I remember once Radheshan Bro came and told to me, "Oh, now you're going to this center. I feel because you're not able to travel to this from this place Bangalore to Chennai to SRM. Better that you can focus something in Bangalore itself." Then I was thinking, "Arey, I've done so much of preaching in SRM, and all the boys have come, and 30 students have come for Utkarsh, and they're shifting in. They're asking me at this junction, to take off." It was like for me, what was my immediate response was, so somehow I want to carry on with this. So immediately I left that job and had to shift to the new place to just have that identity that these are the people whom I should take care of. Although my superiors would think, no, no, we can send somebody else. No, 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 no. Somebody else may come. Then what will happen is, who knows what will happen to the boys and all those things. Ultimately, after 6 months, I had to go to Tirchi again. After 6 months, I don't stay there. But what I'm telling is, this is how it happens. When things don't go our way, we get frustrated. Therefore, it's very important that Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriyakya. Arana Koryo Mane Asha. So we can't see things as they are from our perspective. And yes, Prabhu, last Andatamishram.
Andhadamishra. Andhadamishra means an unconsciousness state brought on by anger. This means death, not present in the jiva, and these were created by ignorance or avidya. Vishnu Purana says. Hmm.
So therefore, Vishnu Puran definition is tamas means lack of discrimination. Moha means mistaken identify in the mind. Mahamoha means the desire for happiness and for material objects. And Andatamishram means Mahamoha means desire for happiness from material objects. Andatamishram means death. Tamishra means anger. These 5 types of ignorance made their appearance from Brahma. So again, another definition. Yoga Sutra Patanjali. Ignorance. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. Ignorance, tamas, false identity, moha, attachment, mahamoha, repulsion, tamishra, fear of death, and the tamishra. 5 types of ignorance. Ignorance of Swarupa. False identity, hatred, fear, and lamentation are actually only for 2 functions of avidya. Avarana and Vikshepa. Avarana is called avidya, tamas, or ajnana, and Vikshepa is called asmita, moha, viprayasa. Attachment, hatred, fear of death, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. So they are qualities of the mind, are types of vikshepa, not being as a prominent as vikshepa, they are included in it. So what do you understand? So now what we understood from this purport? Who can tell? Who can share? So let's make it a little interactive. Let's wake up our sleeping dear devotees. So now what you understand from this? So all if I can munch on some food, I can only drink some water as a speaker. So what you understood from this whole thing?
I understood from this that the essence is just by surrendering unto the instructions of Supreme Lord and his bona fide representative can we understand the real knowledge. Because the
Quick fix. Take responsibility. You are running from responsibility. Surrendering to the Supreme Lord and his devotees, what it means. Can you expand on it?
Prabhuji, it means hearing their instruction, following what they are telling means that is surrendering. Because
What
our
about
egoistic
using your intelligence?
at certain places Prabhupada said use our intelligence, but
Prabhupada said blind following or upside inquiry. That surrendering should, therefore, what I believe surrendering to Supreme means the conclusion of this is.
we should surrender with intelligence.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. That you are taking responsibility.
That's how started the point, na Prabhu Tamas, where he mentioned discrimination, and discrimination means intelligence, the power of intelligence.
Yeah.
So when we use the power of intelligence along with the instructions, as Prabhuji mentioned, then we align rightly and we take responsibilities and we are accountable to things what we are doing.
We're responsible. Therefore, this 19 to 27, the gist of this is Jnana stresses the discrimination. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This section is of discrimination. Tamas means no discrimination. So when you are telling directly, why I just paused our Karun Dwarkadish Prabhu? Because when we speak only surrender to Supreme, our devotees, so that has to be done out of discrimination. It should not be done blindly. Why? Because after some time you get to know this Guru Sadhu Shastra. We just give our intelligence to them. After some time to come to know you, Prabhu, what happened to him 20, 30 years down the line? I was thinking he was a pure devotee. Suddenly, what happened to him? So, should also use one's intelligence. Blind following is not absurd inquiry. The one extreme is absurd inquiry. Another extreme is blind following. But also use your intelligence. So, what I want is what we read the purport now from that, what you understood. Moha, Tama, Moha, Mahamoha, Tamishram, Tamishram. From that, what you understood from that? I'm asking. After reading the whole purport. Don't take into what answers are coming from others. What you understood from that, I want to know from you.
Guruji understood that first we forget our real identity as eternal servants of Krishna, and then we accept another identity as identification with the body. As soon as we identify with the body, we identify with things related to body, may it be people, community, society, nation, or any object. And as soon as that happens, whatever material, if our material enjoyment is hindered, we become very angry in our mind. And the last stage is the unconsciousness in that anger, which is termed as death also at one place.
Yeah, basically over a period of time that anger leads to death because we identify the body has its expiry date. When the body becomes expired, then that anger becomes unconscious. Arey, I was thinking I'm this body. I was so much proud of my subtle opinions, but ultimately I have to leave this body and go to the next body to express my opinions. So that was a sequence of what all things were spoken. But I'm thinking what you, what point you want to take home to with yourself today after reading this? What you understood from this? That was sequence of things what is told. But in terms of how you want to apply this in your life, at what
Prabhuji?
comes, yeah, what
Ye-
comes to your mind after hearing this, at this, or what is your conclusion? Yeah, yes, then.
Yes. After discussing on this topic and some previous days, and as you mentioned, you mentioned yesterday about accepting first of all, and today we understood with identifying, and we understood ki even the subtle body is also a part of recognition, where you nicely mentioned, and actually although we know, but it clearly highlighted the ego part. He also we relate with the ego thing. So I feel this happens many times, as you gave the example of this office hours. So what I can take home from this, the 5 points that you mentioned, is कि I would actually use discrimination even while reading, understanding, accepting devotees, how they act, how I act, and in such things, and in such moment, I should not do things subconsciously, but use my consciousness and discriminate each and every time and to process how things are coming into actions.
So that means to take responsibility. That means to observe oneself.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is the whole Jnana section. Why this first section is of karma, second section is of bhakti, the third section is jnana. The jnana sections are like acts. This can bring a detachment. So till the time we don't detach from the subtle egoistic mechanism, we can't. We can practice bhakti in modes, but to practice bhakti beyond modes, we need to declutter or unplug from the egoistic mechanism. Okay. Okay, what else others I want to hear from others, because only Karun Dawkar from Satyanand they contribute. But what about others? I have not yet heard anything from others. Now we have today. I'm not covering ahead because it's an important topic. Therefore, although we have 2 3 shlokas only left, we can cover it. But I'm keeping it because Bhakti Shastri is not just for covering and writing exam. And exams are so easy; you can just get 50 out of 50. Hmm. But what to take home with you? This is really a very important section, I got at least for practicing Vaishnavas.
Like what I like the point is that all these anarthas are coming due to the false identification. Like we have forgotten our eternal relationship. So if I remember all the time that I'm eternal servant of the Lord, so whatever seva I'm doing or sadhana I'm doing, so I will not identify that I am the controller or proprietor like that. And you mentioned, Roji, that how these anarthas, if are not removed, then even after practicing for so many years, these anarthas still remain in our heart because of that false ego safety mechanism that you mentioned. You mentioned your example also that how Radhesham Prabhu had some interaction with you. So such situations come in my life also, Toji, when I get feedback and that safety mechanism uh, like does not allow the feedback to come in. So I will become more aware about this thing after hearing that.
Yeah, very good. This is called as accepting responsibility. This is what each and every one of us should observe. And this is the last thing we would like to do. Why? Because since time immemorial, since many lifetimes, somehow we come to Krishna's lotus feet now. After coming to Krishna's lotus feet, only think about Prabhuji, only Krishna Lila gives me happiness, Prabhuji. I want to go and sit and hear in front of Maharaj in Kartik Yatra. I want to go and read Krishna book. When it comes to creation section, when it comes to second canto, oh Prabhuji, it's like so boring. Why it's boring? Because we don't connect it to ourselves. But actually, the sections where Jnana is involved, the creation is involved, how the creation takes place. Actually, because we are a part of the world, as seen in 13th chapter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th verse, till 7. 13.1 to 7, this is very important verses of Bhagavad Gita, especially the 6th and 7th. That is the whole crux remaining there, because our whole life revolves around that. Because we are not working at the level of soul, we are working at the level of tamaha, moha, mahamoha, tamishra. Because till now we have not come across death. And if somebody like it's maybe very easy to tell that materialists will go to hell or here and there. But we as devotees, if we don't become aware of these things while chanting Hare Krishna, reading Prabhupada book, the way I think Karthik Prabhu told, right? The last week of us, Karthik Prabhu. Yes, Karthik Prabhu, you are from which center?
Mayapur Vaishnav.
Oh, Mayapur was the PICT college. Okay. So the way this is what we have to go to introspection. This is called discrimination. And when we do this, what happens is we can allow holy name to enter in our ears and then through the heart. We can allow the concern of the senior Vaishnavas or equals or even juniors when they give us feedback. We can think, because nobody will give us anything feedback without seeing any uh, red flags. That is, feedbacks are for our own betterment. And we should surrender, but already we are surrender. We are wearing tilak, we are wearing dhoti kurta, everything. But the surrender without bringing down the defense will only create offense. We may continue chanting, we may continue reading. The main reason for the offenses in the Vaishnava circle is that strong egoistic defense system we have. That creates the churning in our mind. How can he tell like this? Why he telling like this? What he thinks about himself? It starts from the seed there, but we should understand this is not me. This is my subtle body, which is Kshetra, which the transformation happening in the Kshetra, desire, hatred, is coming from Moha and Mahamoha. When we identify this, we can function with people in corporate circle, we can function with people in devotional circle, we can function with people in family life also. When we go to your home, we don't take it as ego. Generally, what we tend to, or I am chanting now, I can't do this, I can't do that. Again, I'll not elaborate on that direction, but we can learn how to function with them also. And then what happens is, once offenses come down, the chanting takes amazing effect. Then we can rise from the Nama Aparat to Namabas chanting. And then what happens? Functionally, at our behavior level, we can come to the level of Gunatita. These symptoms will come. What are the symptoms? Now let's go and see the symptoms. Now you can, if we read that symptoms, you'll understand how it is very, very related. We'll just read that translation and we'll end. I'm not going to carry on because I also have to go for the class, Bhagavatam class in the temple. So now you can read this translation of Prabhupada's. So I'll only read. The Supreme Person of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate goodness, passion, ignorance when they are present, or long for them when they disappear. Oh, now I'm in none of the modes. Who's unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities. Reactions of material qualities means churning which is happening in the subtle body. Remaining neutral and transcendental. Oh, this happened. This feedback has come. Okay, this boss has told me. All these things are coming. Junior told me this. Neutral. Knowing that the modes alone are active. Again, based on the time, what time factor which is there. When passion comes, demons win. When goodness comes, no, demigods win. So time is there. Therefore, this time is there. The time factor has come. Therefore, Krishna is allowing me to hear this. Who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold. See, these are all, earth is of no use, a stone is of no use, but gold is of much use. But for him, it is of equal. Because why? What will I do with this gold? It will give some material benefit to me, but still it is binding. Who is equal towards the desirable and undesirable. Appreciation, steady, situated equally in praise, blame, honor, dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy. It was renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the nine modes of nature. So now we can read this purport in the next class. It's already 8:16. So this should not be just a theory for us. We should bring it in practice. And if we can bring it to practice, then we can see how we can easily overcome the offenses in chanting holy names. And that can be really very fulfilling in our life. Yes, true.
Prabhuji, one question regarding you said surrendering with intelligence. So one question here is, means surrendering with intelligence to Krishna and his devotees. Does this mean that if any superior is giving me some instruction, I should judge that instruction whether it is correct for me or not?
Oh, no, it's not about judging. Especially influence, reading with influence means, like Prabhupada, I'll tell you example. I understood. So one extreme is judging, judgmental. Another extreme is blind following. So what is reading with influence? Simple. Once Prabhupada was with his disciples. Oh, such a nice truck, flatbed truck. You should have it for Rath Yatra. And all disciples should. Jai Prabhupada, yes, Prabhupada, yes. Again, Prabhupada went and saw a Cadillac, a car. They told we should have it for our preaching. Yes, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. And Prabhupada could understand they're simply telling Jai, Jai, Jai just to please me. Then Prabhupada went and next, this is such a nice dog. Which, I don't know which species of the dog was, but disciples started telling, yes, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. This is called as surrendering without intelligence, blind following. So when a superior also might sometimes check you with you, or if whether you are simply just telling yes, yes for everything, or using your intelligence. So whenever it is coming, you should tell, okay, what is that? Yeah, this is useful of Krishna based on what Shastras you have read, based on the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. What advice is being given to you? Is it inside that limits? You should see. For example, somebody may go and hear something on YouTube and you want to go to some other place in Vrindavan. And while just because they are giving some mantra by which you'll get Sarupa Siddhi, like this is a famous thing in whole of the world. Oh, ISKCON has no Siddha Pranali mantra. Many people ask, Prabhuji, the Siddha Pranali mantra is there, ISKCON doesn't give it, and that Baba is giving it if you chant that. People think, just by chanting some mantra, they get Sarupa. Sarupa will not get like that. This is what Brahma is telling here. The identification, that ignorance of the Swarupa, that ignorance we ourselves have created. We ourselves have created the mess, and we ourselves have to come out of the mess. That means it's our responsibility. So therefore, surrendering with influence means not to get a quick fix spiritual mechanism by which, oh, surrender to Prabhupada, surrender to everything, done. I'm done. I'll go back to Godhead. What about our own awareness? What about our own seeing what is my challenges, what is my strength, what is my weakness? No. Why not do SWOT analysis of what I am and what I should do? Surrendering with intelligence means to keep that discrimination mode on. When you want to accept something new, like when you come attend device sessions, we understood, okay, this is logical. That we accept it logically. And when you keep on coming in scriptures, just to cross-check the guidance which is given, it is Shastric, or it is out of experience, it is of self-realization, and it's good for me. So once you accept a person in guide, so surely he will guide you based on the Shastras. And like we tell, if you keep our defense mechanism off, then the chances of becoming sentimental is there. And that has led to so much of scandals and so many things in the outside world. Misuse, not only outside world, even in ISKCON also. Right? Again, ISKCON is such an amazing organization. But again, there's so many things have happened in our organization. Why? Because people surrendered without discrimination. As soon as devotees were guiding us, just they start using it for their own benefit. We should be able to understand it. And that is not that, how come Prabhuji is senior to me and he's telling this, how come we can challenge him? No, we can. That is not offense. You should not misunderstand those things. Therefore, this is what I'm telling as surrendering with intelligence means we should be thorough with Shastras. We should not be sentimental. We should not be blind. This is one extreme. Another extreme is, now I should until so I'll start judging where this point, which shastra, which work, which shloka, where he's quoting from. I think it's like, he's trying to speak it from his mind. That is another extreme. It's a balance. We should have a balance. Should have faith, but that faith should be reasonable faith. Sattvic faith, not Rajasic and Tamasic faith. Okay? So hope. Yes, Rohan Prabhu, I think we officially end it here. Somebody wants to go to company, someone wants to chant their round, they can chant, but I'll just carry on with this question, one question. Rohan Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, like when we discuss about the symptoms of a person who has transcended the modes, how we can understand Prabhuji this that he doesn't hate goodness, passion, and ignorance because already he has transcended. So where is the question of having the modes for him?
Oh, because till the time we are in this world now, till the time we have a subtle body, we have what understanding we have about the pure devotees. Pure devotees always having pure devotional thoughts. I'm not a pure devotee, but I've heard from pure devotees. I have served many Maharajas closely, Guru Maharaj and Niranjan Swami Maharaj and Bibikoda Swami Maharaj. And what I could see from them is what I could heard from the Gopal Krishna Maharaj, that till the time we have body, the modes will uh, keep on flowing in our mind. But it's up to us to choose to react or not. They don't associate with it. They don't get identified with it. And because they don't associate and identify, they don't react with it. That is what being told here, na? That he doesn't hate illumination and darkness, and so therefore it's not that it doesn't flow. It flows, but they just let it go out. And because I'm not at that level, so based on what Shastras I've read and what interaction I'm just trying to tell you that it is not like a very grass is green on the other side. What I'm telling is, till the time your body, the interactions will keep on happening, but the person doesn't identify with it. That is how, therefore, this shloka is mentioned, even goodness, passion, because Krishna is mentioning here, na? Prakasham and all those things, attachment and lamentation. He doesn't hate it nor become happy when it goes. That means it goes and comes. Even in Gunatit's case, okay? But he doesn't take it very seriously. He sees it as something outside him. Like if you're sitting in a room and chanting Hare Krishna, it's filled with some dirt. If it is not your place, you don't worry about it. You can just, okay, you just ignore it. You don't take it very granted. But if it is your room, then you think of taking a broom and sweeping it and putting it in dustbin. But when it comes to something like a person, outside person comes and sweeps it, till the time it comes and does it, you don't get bothered about it. You carry on with your thing. Also, you're able to see that dirt is producing some kind of smell, false smell, whatever it is. But you carry on with your things. Yes, Satya. Okay, Ron Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Any follow-up question regarding this?
No, Prabhuji. Like basically you mentioned the modes are always there, but they don't care about just they like
They
when they
don't
are present.
associate with that. They don't associate with it.
Yeah, and also they don't long for that. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Satyanarayan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as I actually mentioned in that answer also when you asked, just want to understand key in the last class, if I am remembering it correct, or last or maybe last week's class, you mentioned we should first of all accept कि these are the anarthas we have, and then only we can start working on it in when the modes started coming. And now today we learned कि we should not identify with them, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So I just want to understand the very subtle difference between them, Prabhu. Ki accepting anarthas means that I should accept that I'm identifying with the anarthas. Is it correct, Prabhu? Or how, Prabhu? How to understand, Prabhu?
I
Could you
give the
please?
example just now to Rohan Prabhu. You're sitting in a room
Hmm.
and a rat is there, rotten rat is there.
Acha, oh, got it.
but that
Yes,
is not
Prabhuji.
inside. That has nothing to do with you.
Yes, yes.
You want to like, you want to take it and lift with the tail and want to go and throw it outside.
Ideally, we should do that, right?
Huh?
Just to mention the vegetable peels you mentioned.
Yeah.
If it is lying there, it will eventually also affect in the bhoga preparation. If we don't throw it out, we have to throw it out, no, Prabhuji, or not?
Yeah, we have to throw it out.
Mm.
It may go to farm, it can create manure, but not for the boga preparation, not inside the kitchen room. So similarly, first is awareing that yes, there's a dead rat, or there's a dust, there's
Mm.
garbage in the room, and now out accepting that, and now not identify that means that is different from me.
Oh, got it, Prabhuji.
But what happens with us whenever thought comes around, when we see something, when we see a big billboard and starts, oh, how come this thought of woman came in my mind? I'm still a
Mm.
rascal. I'm still a useless soul. That is another extreme. Another extreme is, oh, such a beautiful woman. Oh, let me open mobile and see something which I has to see before.
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it.
This is like two extremes. That means once we beat for that, we are also going to open and like when you see when a boar sees a stool, it also wants to eat it. So it can become the two sides. So attachment and aversion are the two sides of the same coin. When somebody, for example, just give an example, as we are male and we are all
Mm.
humans and we are young, and especially when a very attractive woman comes in front of us, that aversion which we have
Mm.
also indicates the attachment part also. But okay, this thought has come now. This thought is come and this will go. Elo or a galo. So we don't have to worry. Okay, it has come now, it is coming. I can't do anything, but I don't have to identify with it. Let me not. Uh, for example, one person was there, two monks were going, and suddenly there was big rain, and a old middle-aged lady came, and she told, "I don't know swimming." And one of the sage monk made her sit on his lap, made her sit on his shoulder, and he crossed the river. The other sage told, he just dropped him after that, and he went. And after the lunchtime came, but
Mm.
lunchtime is asking, how could you carry her on your shoulder? Then the sage, another monk who carried her.
Mm.
I just carried her for 10 minutes from 9 o'clock to 9:10. But you carried her all the way till the lunchtime. Now who is carrying her more? I am carrying her more or you are carrying her more?
River, yes.
So this is meaning of not identifying with it. So therefore, generally how it is, we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are reading Prabhupada book, but because of this five kinds of ignorance, what happens is we think we are useless. We are lusty. We are rascals. And we
Mm.
keep on beating ourselves, and we think we should not speak to anyone. But again,
True.
we don't have to identify with that so much. If you think on this simple thing, na, it has come, okay, it has come, okay, it will go also. Don't worry. Chant, continue the chanting, reading, hearing. Therefore, you remember Prabhupada past time, and one woman comes and tells Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when I'm chanting Hare Krishna, red light is coming to me.
Light, huh?
Prabhupada will chant Hare Krishna, that will go off. This was what Prabhupada meant. This was what Prabhupada meant. So for her, it's a red
Sorry.
light. For a young person, it might be a woman. For somebody is having a particular upbringing, it might be something else. So therefore, it has to be seen from that point of view. Therefore, these sections help us to connect with this kind of information, which can really help us to chant, read, hear without all this identification. I think Satyanand was stuck up. No, not okay.
Hello.
Okay,
Krishna.
Satyanand Prabhu, you understood what is the meaning of not identifying?
Yes, Prabhuji. Guru, can I just ask one more, if you allow?
I'll allow, but I'm telling again, once again, you're officially ended. Somebody wants to carry on, can carry on. But if you want to hear, can hear. Yes, yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in the context of the story that you mentioned and the reading which we did today, the lesson that we learned today, from that too, we can understand key I have in subtle body three things, which is mind, intelligence, false ego, and uh, being and also as you answered to the Rohan Prabhu's question, ki, even pure devotees, until and unless they are this body within this material world, it is there is no other option to it. We have to face these modes. We have to face the all the circumstances.
No, no, no.
So,
I'm not telling it from my point of view. I'm telling
yes,
it
yes,
from the
yes,
Shloka point of view. Krishna is telling
yes.
here how the Gunatita. Again, Krishna is not telling them pure devotees. Krishna is telling us Gunatita, who's beyond modes. So I use that term pure. So just Gunatita. Gunatita also modes, he sees illumination, attachment, lamentation, but he is not upset with it, nor when it disappears, he becomes happy with it. So based on that, what I see, Gunatita means the modes flow and flow out, but they don't
Hmm.
averse to them, and neither they become happy. I told repulsion when they're coming, and attachment when they're going. It's not there. As soon as there's repulsion attachment, that means it's the same, two sides of the same coin. So they can become neutral.
So this is what Sthita Dhira is, na? So,
Ah, that only. Therefore, this is a symptom of Sitadhira moon. That is what Chakravarti is quoting, that 2.54. And we can become. The more one
seems
becomes,
very difficult task.
one starts doing this self-awareness, but what be Krishna speaking in this section 2.54 to 2.72 and this section of 13th, 14th chapter. We can very soon.
Please bless
So
Prabhuji.
seems so nice when you hear this.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
But what happens is our subtle body makes, as soon as we contemplate on something, it thinks beat yourself, beat yourself. But we have to just unplug. Okay,
True.
this came in front of me. Okay, in my team I'm working. This Mataji is coming in front of me. I want to see her, but why? So okay, fine. So I should be honest. So therefore, next step is, after this, accepting and identifying it is
What
separate from
identifying?
me. Next step
Right.
is, if I have this anartha and I should not identify with it, means I should not get in touch with it. That is honesty, integrity. So therefore, at a practicing level, these two qualities you should have: integrity and honesty. Then we can really become Sitadeva Muni or Gunatita. That comes revelation. That is what I told yesterday. Revealing to our superiors. That is how the connection is. One, two, three. Yes, Karun Lagos, last question. We'll end.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, yesterday we heard about revealing to our superiors our anarthas, and that will very quickly help us. And today we heard about using our intelligence. So, Prabhuji, one extreme can be when we are in anartha, we will think that if I do not reveal, that anartha will not go. Means we will be very fearful. We will not use our intelligence. We will only think that as long as I will not reveal this to some superior, maybe this anartha will not go. So again, so we will not use our intelligence only, or we will not. So what should be our steps, Prabhuji? When some anartha hit us, what order should be the steps?
I told you, just now what I told Satyanarayana, same thing. I told him three steps. First, aware that anartha is there. Second step, identify that anartha is non-different from you. That is in subtle body. And when that, now, I give example of, in a team, there is some anartha. Imagine, example, take a example of lust. If there is some beautiful lady in a team, and our eyes keep on going on her, contemplating on her, all those things. Third step is, come and explain it to your superiors. This is what is happening with me. And then they will give things. And why it happens? Because to the degree we want to run away from that particular thing, to that degree we get attracted to that thing. So therefore we have to become, how we should do is, we should understand this object is not, uh, there is nothing in it. What is going on is my subtle body. Okay, a beautiful girl who's coming in front of me, she is not a problem. She is an individual, part and parcel of Krishna. But I trying to hide it inside and trying to do it lacking honesty and integrity, that is the problem.
Prabhuji, I wish to ask that if we means suppose अनर्थ है मीन्स अगर वो अनर्थ प्रभु जी मेरे थोड़ा सा कंटेम्पलेट करके ही चले जाएगा स्क्रिप्चर्स के इंस्ट्रक्शन पे तो फिर मैं मतलब आप समझ रहे हैं प्रभु जी मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ अगर
हाँ
स्क्रिप्चर्स
समझ में आ गया. So therefore I'm
हाँ
telling,
तो मैं
what
इंस्ट्रक्शन से
now
उससे अगर
you
चले
tell
जाए
me,
तो फिर
So I want next step. What is that anartha now? Which goes by contemplation and scriptural deliberation. Tell me which is that anartha which goes like that.
सपोज अगर प्रभु जी अपन रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं, किसी माता जी से अट्रैक्ट होकर जैसे उसी मोमेंट अपन डेलिबरेट कर ले कि ये बॉडी टेम्पररी है, तो एक टाइम में बेंड हो जाएंगे और उससे बाहर निकल जाए, तो प्रभु जी इस सेंस में
So this
लाइक
this again this deliberation which is there. This is body. This is
So
not.
we don't have to go to third step then, right, Prabhu ji?
No,
That
no,
is
no, 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 no. This deliberation which you are telling is this deliberation has to be backed up. How many times you'll keep on telling this thing? This is not the body. This is not the body. This is not the body. But there is a permanent solution for this. So initially, okay, we may hear in the different classes that yeah, this woman is a problem. It's a janjat, and then you should see them as mothers, and then you should see them as Krishna servants. But you should understand that they are not the problems. Woman is not a problem. My thought process about them as a problem is a problem. Like I have a body, I have my own functioning. They also have their body. They also have the subtle body. All those things are going on. As I'm human, they're also human. But at this stage, at this time, this attraction is going to be there. So this is you're speaking about this anartha. Okay, when I go on the road and you say something, so should I go and tell it to every time I should see, I feel I should go, yeah. If it is happening again and again, again and again, again and again, again and again, it is creating obstacle. It is taking us to the level of browsing something wrong, then it's true.
And Prabhu ji, if it is happening again and again, then we should surely go. But अगर वो चले जाता है suppose, तो उस केस में then it is okay, Prabhu ji.
Now you're individual. You have your life. You can choose. You can use your intelligence. Because when I speak about revealing, I don't want people to blindly follow. When I don't speak about user intelligence, I don't want that people should start judgmental about their authorities. So it should be balance. And again, when I'm speaking this, I'm just trying to share that I'm not trying to tell you, like Prabhupada told one person, no, one should not follow anyone. Just be what you are. Prabhupada told. When that person is telling one should not follow anyone, just be what you are, why we should follow that person? When he's telling, don't follow anyone. Therefore, what I'm telling, everybody has his own aircraft and one has to fly his own aircraft. But the thing is, culmination, first step is accept. Second step is aware, that identify that it is not, it is different from me. And third step is honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity can bring us from gunas to gunatita. We have to be very honest with ourselves and we should have high integrity. That is the reason we this took it out, the quality that covered in the Ashray camp. It seems to be very simple, but this can bring us to gunatita level very soon. Okay? So thank you so much. Hare Krishna, it's a long time. I have to go. I'll 8:40. I'll go and attend my class. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.